Welcome back to Crusade with me. This is a very special episode, probably the most meaningful one I've done so far. It is my birthday week, and I'm spending it with someone I treasure deeply, my daughter, my princess. She's 33 now with a journey that's been winding, deep, and at times difficult, but today we're not focusing on the pain, we're focusing on the flow, the grace of just being here together. And we also have one of my grandsons, and he wanted to say hi, so.
Hi, my name is Ribeye.
Hello, Ribeye. So today, conversation is about ease. It's about rhythm, about learning how to move through life without forcing it. This episode has the heartbeat of something ancient, gentle strength, surrender, and joy. We will jump right in. Well, hello, my princess. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, I am good. How good am I?
I was going to say.
Today's my birthday, right? And I'm sitting here in my bedroom with you, and I'm supposed to be on the beach in Key West.
I was going to say, this is the only birthday gift I could give you.
No, and I appreciate it. No, I really do.
Sorry, I was being cheap this year.
This is awesome. So yeah, we had American Airlines didn't have equipment in our airport that could get us from here to there. So for safety reasons, they had to cancel our flight. And we're going to try again tomorrow, and hopefully they'll be able to get a cargo hatch to close and seal shut on the airplane so that we could take off after sitting on the tarmac for 2 hours. But anyway, this is awesome. I'm back home, and we are going to try that event again tomorrow. But today, I have my princess here, and she reluctantly has agreed to sit down with me, and we're just going to chat. But princess, did you say hello to everybody out there? I know you have some acquaintances that
I think I got fans.
I know you do.
You I don't know. I think it's more me.
Okay. I think you might be right. But I got some questions I want to ask you, right? And it's just going to be easy breezy. It's just you and I chatting.
Oh boy.
And I am grateful for you doing this with me. And this is a great birthday gift. But I know a little bit about you.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know which way to go with that one.
Oh, I got stories I could tell, but I will not.
Oh boy.
No. But you do have two beautiful children. You have Sweet Pea.
Oh yeah.
Who's 10.
She's going to be a heartbreaker.
Yes.
I just told you guys, I was like,
and then
I'm nervous.
You should be.
I'm very nervous.
And then when those on the podcast have just been introduced and heard Ribeye.
Oh boy.
Who is 7.
8.
8. Okay, he's 8.
Yep.
Yeah, I missed one. Oh no, yeah, that's right. He'll be 9 come October.
November. Yeah, we just asked you what my birthday was, and you didn't even know.
January. I did too. I was off by one day. I was working midnights when you were born.
The year you were wrong too. It's okay. I got to remember. I have to ask my husband how old I am, and then I have to go back by a horse and being like, Moosey was this old, so that means I am this old. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I used to do that by cars. Right?
I mean,
I understand
horses
that.
and cars are kind of right there, I guess.
I guess you're right. I
mean, who would have thought this would be my life?
I know. Well, you know what? And I remember a time, and I'm sure, I don't know if you remember this or not. I think you do. We were going to get you writing lessons, but we could not afford it.
You told me the lady broke both her legs. So, yeah, that was
I
pretty
don't remember
traumatizing.
that.
Yes.
Is that what it was? I don't remember. We couldn't afford it, so we gave you like a card that said, "Yeah, we're going to get you writing lessons," and
was
never
like
did.
It was like a writing gift certificate you guys wrote out.
Yeah.
And it
Because
was
we
with
had
like
went to the farm, or the place that it was a kind of an operation. It was probably
Was it
40
in the
minutes
town?
away. No,
Oh.
it was 40 minutes away. It was up north.
Oh, okay.
It was
north of the river. Yeah.
Yes, it was north of the river. Shall we gather at the river? Sorry, never mind. You don't even remember that song.
No, for shockingly, I don't know that one. But no, I mean, I never would have thought this would be my life. Homeschooling, 2 kids.
I know,
I mean-
but this is the point that I wanted to sit down and talk to you because I that makes me proud. We're talking about you've got 2 beautiful kids. You are homeschooling them. You are giving them a life that actually we couldn't give you, and we didn't understand enough about the horse people business or whatever you want to call it.
And that's challenging within itself, even
Sure.
on the horse
sure.
side. I mean, look, I didn't know nothing about it really either. I mean, I always had the fascination of, oh, I love horses. I
Well,
want to
but
ride.
you-
I want to do. But then
You had an inside track with a guy you married.
yeah.
I mean, he had some.
But before that, and
Right.
then to learn as I've gone on, and how many years have we been married? I don't even know. What, we got married in 2012. 13, yeah.
yes.
13 years. And I mean, it's been a wild ride. Horse
So,
riding's
and
just
I've never
crazy.
told the story about. Oh, I don't want to get you in trouble.
Uh-oh, what?
Oh, I was just going to tell the story about you always have a soft spot in my. One, you're my daughter, right? So I mean, I call you my princess, and I've called you my princess from the moment you were born. I remember.
Wait, now question. Did you even know if I was a girl?
Yes, because they announced it. Because I remember sitting, and it was
Well, I didn't know if like, mom was pregnant, if you knew.
Your mom and I had that conversation. No, we didn't know before you were born,
Okay.
but I was in the room, and that was your mom and I talked about this on an episode about the difference between when your brother was born and how many years apart are you?
Only 3?
3 or 4, yeah.
Wait. Yeah, or 3.
They're 3 years apart? Okay.
Yeah.
The difference, the way they treated me when Andrew was born versus how they treated me when you were born. And I will
Yes,
admit,
I
it was
listened to that,
it
yeah.
was different hospitals, and I don't know if that had anything to do with it, different doctors.
Mm-hmm.
But they were very chillax with me when Andrew was born. I was standing there in an operating room, and that's what it was because she had both of you by C-section. Andrew because
He tried coming
the
back
last
first.
24 hours before he was delivered, he decided to turn ass backwards and go the wrong way. But, and that should have been a sign. I'm only kidding.
We love you, Andrew. We really do.
Yes, we do. And Andrew's been on this podcast as well.
As I say, he's the prodigal child.
Well, and that's
told him
true. No, and that's true. And that depends where you want to jump in that story, right?
We had that conversation, yeah.
pretty big, good story, but depends on where you want to jump in that story. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Andrew. Andrew gets all sorts of praise.
You gotta love him. He's fun.
He
He's
is.
entertaining. I love him.
You know what? Your mom and I were just having this conversation, and I love having a ribeye around. And I know he wants to be a farmer. He wants to be a roper. He wants to be a cowboy,
Trucker,
a
whatever.
trucker. Right. But he has such a big heart.
I think he is like a little old soul.
Absolutely.
I mean, as much as he is
absolutely.
I think he's so like Matt, but then there's moments where I have those moments where I'm like, man, you remind me of Grandpa Elkins.
Yes.
I have that moment of like, oh, there's a little bit of me in there now, So, but he's just too tenderhearted. He's going to be the one that gets his heart broken for sure.
Yes.
He will.
And he's growing into being a little bit of a player.
I mean, did you not see his first concert? And I almost responded back in the family group chat when Grandma was like, oh, look at him and all of his ladies. And I wanted to put with all the cackling hens.
Yeah, he likes the older ladies for certain.
He does. He's got the same girlfriend going strong.
And I'm not going to say her name because I vacillate back and forth.
Oh, Cohen got on
Tanya Tucker.
There you go, Tanya.
Tanya Tucker.
That's how we said it. Cohen got
But
so
that's
he
not
got
who
madder.
she's named after.
No, she is not named after her.
Okay,
I
okay.
just asked her mom that this weekend when we were
Because
at the
I always
concert.
thought, oh, that'd have been perfect, Tanya Tucker.
Now, actually, here's a fun fact about Tanya Tucker is there is a Nick Garcia. He's big into making the show clothes, like the bedazzled ones like Raylan wears. And actually, he makes her clothes.
Really?
Yeah. Actually,
That is cool.
Mark and Michelle just met her at Congress, at Quarterhorse Congress. She was there.
Okay. And if you hadn't figured out, I've talked about Sweet Pea and doing sorting and all this type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is Sweet Pea's mama, my princess, my daughter. And that's why I thought a couple of weeks ago I was just planning ahead and kind of easing the sun onto my bald head. And then in the 5 hours, I lost track and it got sunburned. And we've had dead skin everywhere in this house. Your mom's been vacuuming, following me around.
She
because
told
it
me if the plane went
peeled.
down and they needed to get your body
Just-
identified, bring the vacuum cleaner with.
right.
And I started
My
dying.
DNA is in the
Yes.
vacuum cleaner.
I was laughing so hard when she told me that last night.
No. So, yeah, so you've done some things. I mean, you're a young woman, but you've done some things and you've lived. You've got two beautiful kids. You've got an okay husband.
Thank you. Keep bashing him. Keep bashing him. I love you, honey, but shoot.
So what do you feel fostered you being where you are right now? What you understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of people in this world, Abby, that don't they've got these big goals, these big things, and correct me if I'm wrong. I personally believe, aren't you living what you want to live?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Do you know how many people in this world are not living?
I think I'm living through my
What they
through my
want.
children. Because, like you said, you
Well,
couldn't give me.
Yeah, I'll
now-
agree with. That I absolutely agree with. But my
kids
question
are-
is,
yeah.
what did you do to make that happen?
Oh gosh, I think with the support of everybody.
Just marry the right guy?
I mean, I didn't marry him for looks or money. Wow. It must have been that bald head. Shoot. I don't know.
That poor guy.
You know what's funny is that the first night I met him, I rode. Now that's a funny story. Riding on the back of that motorcycle. Didn't tell
Oh,
my
you mean when
friend.
I called you?
He thought I was on the phone with my boyfriend. I didn't have one, but I made fun of that bald spot that whole way to Rensselaer and back. And I thought, oh boy. I mean, it wasn't my first. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say like my.
So the story is she's not doing a very good job of telling the story. So the story goes,
I was in some trouble.
Abby you were 18?
Yeah, I was going through my little.
You were going
trouble.
through, you finally hit a rebellious stage at 18.
That's pretty dang good.
And I was concerned. And you know how parents know when your children are lying to you, and the children don't know that we know that they're lying to them. Her mom knew, Kathy knew, and so she called and said,
sorry.
"Yeah, Abby says she's going to this girl's house to study or so. I can't remember.
I was
It
going to work on the apartment.
That's right.
No,
that's
we were
right.
actually supposed to go fishing. We had been working on the apartment, and then
Whatever. So I thought,
Then,
okay, I left work and I thought I'm going to take a different route. And I go
I
through
knew you were
town.
out. I'm shocked I didn't see you because I knew that car.
And I passed this Harley and this dude with freaking ape hangers on this Harley. And sure as the world, Abby's on the back of the freaking bike. And this guy's like a ball. I'm like, what in the...
Your exact words when you called is, "Why are you on the back of some 45-year-old guy's bike?" And I was like, well, he's not 45. He's only like
No,
22.
I think you... Did you? I don't know.
No,
Would
because there's actually only a 3-year age gap between us.
I
So
know.
no, I was 19. Take that
So
back.
you were
I was
19. Okay.
I was 19. Yeah, I had to think about that. I was 19 because it's a 3-year gap. Because actually, he graduated with Andrew, so
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how our paths never crossed. Like we went to the same church. Andrew
I
knew
know.
I mean, church directory, pull that out, and there's him and his mom. So I mean,
And we lived in a small town at that time.
well, it's 2 towns, but
Well, yeah, we
combined
lived in one
together.
town. Even combining them together, it's a small town.
it is. It really, truly is. But I mean, I'm trying to think now, going back to your question just a little bit. I mean,
No, I was just talking about how, look, you have done a great job. You and Matt have done a great job of. Now, this is one thing I think I've tried to caution you on. And I caution parents always, and I'm not saying I've got the look, right? You know I'm not the perfect parent because you're my child. I'm not saying this is that I have all the answers, but there's a couple things in life. One is, and I've cautioned you about this, your children are a priority. They may not be the highest priority that you need to have in your life at the moment.
and I think that is very true because we've had this conversation.
Yes.
Me and Matt are very big on we put our children before our own marriage, and
That
and
you
a
should
lot
not
of people.
happen. Then you should not do that.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that.
Yeah. I mean, I think last year in one of our roughest times of that, and going through what just
Sure.
our own personal marriage, just,
Correct. It's not easy, is it?
No. And I laughed at everyone's like, I seen a post the other day on Facebook and they were like, I don't know what these people are saying. If you married the right person, you're always in the honeymoon stage. And I'm like, are we doing the
Yeah,
same life? Because
that's-
I don't know what you're
that's
talking about.
BS.
Yeah. But I think,
You think- but that's what I really kind of want to get to is, you want to be proud of where you're at and what you've done and compound. And I'm not talking about just your and Matt's relationship, all right?
Oh, no,
you should be
exactly.
proud of that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
absolutely should be proud of that
yeah.
because I don't know any two souls that
Yin and yang, as mom
yes,
says.
yes.
He puts
You
up with a
two
lot.
are yin and yang.
When he was out in PA this winter, when he was gone for like that month,
Yeah.
I really missed having someone to pick on. I was like FaceTiming, just like, I just miss picking on you. Like, I kind of miss the bald head, It just, what do you, I mean.
But compound, you got two awesome children then.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now you're balancing your marriage, which takes balancing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want you to lose sight of that. I mean, I know you work hard at giving for your children, and you do a great job with that. I mean,
Thank you.
a lot of people don't homeschool their children, and I'll be candid. I mean,
Like mom says,
I'm going to
you
piss
asked
a
me
bunch of
5
people.
years
I'm going
ago.
to piss a bunch of people off by saying this.
Ooh.
A lot of people don't homeschool their children because they don't want to take the freaking time. All right.
Or it's also, I got a lot of people that they're mad at the schools and want to pull them out, but I'm
Okay,
not
but-
going to teach them. And then
That's useless. That's terrible.
my children's education actually means something, and I want them to grow and keep doing. And I'm still like, yes, this was our first year of homeschooling. Did I switch curriculums halfway through the school year? Yeah, because that was the biggest thing I had been told is don't be scared to switch. If it's
Correct.
not working, switch. Find what works. But then also, it's with that, people don't want to put in the work. They think, oh, I can
Right.
just teach them this and this and this, and that's it, and it's done. And it's like, no, there's still a lot. Like, I'm trying to bring back cursive to my kids. Like, you
Wait
need
a
to
second.
learn how to.
Time out.
Oh God, now
I
I'm
just thought of a
scared.
story.
Oh no!
When
what?
you were in kindergarten, or it might have been first grade. I can't remember.
Well, I went to
That,
readiness.
that little
so.
little skinny blonde-headed teacher lady,
Oh, my favorite teacher? That was readiness. Yes, and I thought
and
that
you told her, "Can I teach? I could teach. Look, I just got to read ahead in the book like you do."
sadly, I think working in the school and realizing, and I've worked in a daycare before where we did preschool.
Yes.
Oh no. I young me,
So-
young me, young dumb.
You know,
Yes.
I'm not going to I don't use this word often because it has such negative connotations, but I kind of love the word, and that's that's showing a little karma here. Okay,
It is. Because you know what? Actually, I actually talked to the school that my kids went to because they are opening up an online school curriculum for homeschool kids for next year. Mm-hmm. And I called and quizzed about it,
Right.
because look, I'm open to keep looking and seeing what's out there that works great
Sure.
for us and what doesn't. Yes, the one that works right now has been fantastic. I love it. My kids are flying. I mean, Raylan's taking Spanish.
Right,
Cohen, as 8, took an engineering class.
right,
I want them to succeed
yes,
and I want them to thrive. But in the same turn, then there's that other side where we have the horse side for us. Of that takes a lot of time too. Where
Well, but you got to admit, part of the reason you're homeschooling is to allow and provide
yes.
the time for the horses.
Oh yeah, because it used to be, not get off the bus until 4:00 and then, run over to the barn and ride. And that only allowed it for 1, maybe 2 horses.
Right.
And then come home. I mean, luckily Jim cooks a lot for us. I don't cook really enough. I mean,
I tried to cook
Jim-
for Jim, but he wouldn't eat it, so we ended up at Texas Roadhouse. But anyway, I'm only kidding.
Poor guy, man. He was miserable. He couldn't even finish that meal. He felt
I felt
horrible.
sorry for him. I felt
It
bad.
was painful to watch him try to eat. But no, I lost my train of thought. See,
That's okay. That's okay.
it happens a lot.
But that's really all I wanted to talk to you about today was how, and I'm not asking you to dissect, but
Don't overthink it.
don't overthink.
I do that a lot
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, all right?
from my mommy.
Yes, yes.
I am my mother's child, and I know that my daughter is mine,
Yes.
full on sass and all.
Well, and you will never be wrong trying to emulate her. I promise you that. I promise you will never be wrong trying to emulate your mother.
No. Well, and I always say, I wish
'Cause
I
I'm a
was
lucky
the
man.
mother. I always wish, I'm always saying to mom, I wish I was the mom that you were. I feel like I fail I call mom all the time and saying, I feel like I'm failing every day.
Well, but that's all right because you're checking. Because you're checking, all right? I mean, that's great. No. And life's not easy, is it? Life is not easy.
No.
And then you
The good starts going good, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden you just, I feel like I'm one that's always waiting for the other boot to fall. I am always constantly like,
Why?
it could be going good, and then I'm like, when's the other
Well,
shoe going to drop?
let's talk about what I was really wanting to talk about and talking about how can we make your life flow a little bit better,
Oh boy.
gracefully. And there is this gentle strength that is a little bit of patience, which, I don't live with you anymore, but I remember years ago, I think I have a box full of VHS tapes somewhere, and your patience were, Mom.
Now my kids do too. But you know what? My patience is doing pretty good because my bathroom still ain't done at home, and that's been how long? So I think my patience has
Okay,
come a far,
that's
long
valid, that's
way.
valid. But look, just because a guy starts a project doesn't mean he's going to do it in this decade. But
Maybe by the time she graduates, I don't know. Maybe one day.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Oh boy.
No, there's no hard questions, no trick
Every
questions.
question is going to be, oh boy.
Yeah, no. Can you name a time in the recent past here that you have just really felt at peace?
Oh boy. I mean, when I look at my kids, yeah, I'm at peace with my kids.
You should be. You absolutely should.
I look at them and I go,
But I know that, well, okay, yeah. There's times like in the last, I've only been to 2 sortings, but I've been to other shows.
oh yeah.
And there's time when I can just focus
Yeah.
on Sweet Pea and the horse she's either on or when she was doing halter, which was not my favorite by any stretch. But anyway,
You're in trouble on that one now.
sorry, folks. that I could be at peace.
Yeah, watching her work.
Watching my eldest grandson, right?
Yeah.
And I could just, because I've got a couple of videos that I've made of him just sitting down and playing the piano, right? And he'll say, Papa, you know this? And then just hammer something out.
He reminds me of Andrew so much.
I can be at peace. You know what I'm saying? In those moments. And I can't tell you about all the times I've been at peace with your mother.
I don't want to know on that side. No. Where's the crickets now? Where's the crickets now?
How was that?
Thank you. Ooh, boy.
No, can you name a time that recently that you just felt like at peace?
In general, in my life?
Sure.
Oh, gosh. That never seems to be at peace. There's always something going on.
Well, I understand that. Look, you can feel, and that's what I was wanting to talk to you about, to see if you can understand this or see if you've ever felt this. It can be chaotic around you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you're at peace because you focus on something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, when I'm sleeping, that's my peace. The minute that head hits that pillow, I mean, I don't sleep great these days, but shoot, that's my peace.
You get your peace when you sleep.
Yep.
But you sleep pretty well.
No, not no more.
Well,
I'm
I
turning
don't
into
know.
mom.
Yeah.
Oh,
we gotta work on
Matt
that.
gets up and he'll be like, "Uh-oh," he sees I'm still up, and he knows it's a done deal for the day.
Okay.
Sorry, was that the wrong
No,
answer?
there's no look. First of all, when you're talking to me, as you know,
I
there
know.
are no right and wrong answers. So, have you ever noticed a time in your life where things seem to just flow? Where you weren't fighting, you were just kind of, things were just happening? Have you ever
Yeah, I
had
feel
a
like that a
episode?
lot.
Do you? Okay, well, that's awesome.
I feel like that's daily. Like, I feel like everybody else is like, go, 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 go. And I could just be standing still for a minute. In the chaos, though. In the chaos.
I get it.
It's normally, like, you gotta think our life is kind of crazy and hectic at times.
Yes, I would agree.
And in those moments, that's when it's like, oh, I try to, it's kind of like stop and smell the roses. I try to do that.
Yeah.
Every time we're at a show or sorting or whatever. And now this will make you happy, actually, is Raylan now has had it to where she wants me to pray over her and her horses that she's riding.
Excellent.
And I pray over, and it's always, at the end of it, it's always clear head, soft hands.
That's right.
And then she's like, so this weekend when I wasn't there, I was at the concert, she said the other day, she's like, Mom, you weren't there, you didn't pray for me. I was like, I prayed for you in the truck on my way to the concert. I'm sorry.
And that still works.
Yeah.
She's got to understand that
Yeah.
that could still work. No, that's awesome. Can you, and I don't know if you have felt this or you've ever, or if you can acknowledge this. Have you ever felt a time in your life when you've held on to something way too tight that you truly needed to let go?
Yes. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Did you want to expand? And I don't want
No,
to get into anything
no, exactly.
too personal. I'm just talking about
I think just relationships,
general.
like friend relationships,
yes,
things
yes.
like
Excellent.
that. That is one.
Excellent.
Family relationships. Sorry, I'm at a different place in my life that look, I finally had to stop fighting for a lot of relationships and just do me.
I agree. No, but see,
But I feel
that's
like
awesome.
I'm still learning that
But,
though.
well,
I'm still
look,
learning it.
Look,
But
you can, Abby. I'm still learning it. Okay.
yeah,
I
there's
mean,
no guide.
there's you get it.
Mm-hmm.
You do it. Doesn't mean you don't backslide or you doesn't take a couple
Yeah.
steps back and then oh man, because guess what? You're 33 years old. You've been raised that way for a bunch of years, and you've been on your own for 13 years, and it's kind of in there. That's hard to get out.
Yes.
Because I know you.
I mean,
And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And there is this inner desire to please everyone, and everyone is going to love me and be my friend.
Yeah.
That's not realistic.
No,
It's
I don't
just
even
not
think
realistic.
It's a,
And so I'm so glad to hear you say, yes, you recognize it, because I know exactly what you're talking about. Friends, family, all this thing that you gotta let go. And I'm sure I had conversations with you, and if it wasn't with you, I know I had it with Andrew,
In
but
the garage.
in the garage, yes. And I'm sure I had conversations with you, frustrated, and saying something to the effect of, I don't know what to do when I want something more for you than you want for yourself.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you could say that about friendship.
Yeah.
You could say that about family relations. You could
Yeah.
say that about a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That you need to take stock and you need to understand. And like, oh man, I am holding on way too tight to somebody who doesn't give a shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like you saying, even like, I know you hate the word boundary, but
Well, I think it's a very important word.
it is.
You got to
I
have.
got to set for myself and now for my 2 children and my husband.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm the one that I feel like I'm the protector. I'm Mama Bear.
I disagree with that, but I know what you're saying. You're a little bit more, yeah.
I'm the outspoken. Well, as I've told you in the past, this podcast, you guys have made me sound like a real and I'm like,
Well,
oh,
and
nobody's
I don't
going
think most people would agree with that.
If you know me, you know me. You know my heart is big, and you know I wear my heart on my sleeves. But at the same time, you do me wrong one time, and I cut throat. I don't care no more.
I have described you as one that has a heart bigger than our dining room table, and we have a pretty big dining room table.
It's not as big as mine, and that was yours.
I know, but no, you do have well. But Abby, that's not necessarily bad. That's
No.
holding people accountable, right?
Oh yeah.
And holding people accountable is not bad. Now, this is not, I'm nobody. Well, I'm your father, but other than that, I'm nobody.
Daddy.
I would caution you. You have to set boundaries, and I've told you this how many times before.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are a giver.
Yeah.
And there are takers in the world, and you have to set boundaries
Yes.
because takers have none.
Yep.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And that's crucial for you to understand. But the other part to that is, don't be hard on yourself about setting boundaries to protect
Right.
yourself
Mm-hmm.
and to protect your family.
Oh yeah.
You cannot be hard on yourself about that, because that is a huge responsibility that you and Matt both have.
Yep.
And
I feel like I
in
used
this
to
world,
not be this.
in this world, I'm afraid to say, I don't know what, it's scary.
Yeah.
I think Andrew's heard me. I've made fun of my dearly beloved daughter-in-law, who they lived with us here, right? And, wouldn't let the kids go outside unless she went out with them or one of us went out with them. And I thought, this is kind of crazy. Why don't you let them go? You know what? You can't. I'm afraid to say, we live in a kind of populated, at least a populated neighborhood. It's a pretty,
Right.
and you don't know the
And then there's
crazies
me.
out there.
Yep. And then there's me who lives on property, and my kids just,
Yeah,
they're roping each other off their bikes.
I know, but
mean,
you don't have neighbors. You don't have
I
sidewalks.
do,
You don't.
no.
I know, but they're.
Look at the one that just got arrested, and I was like, oh, I wasn't.
That shouldn't have
But the
shocked
other
you.
one is family. The other one's a
Right.
great aunt.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
And because I used to not make fun of, but I was like, you got to lighten up. You know what?
But
no, she
now-
doesn't. She doesn't need to lighten up, because
No.
it's a freaking crazy world out there.
And what did I just say earlier about somebody had wrote a post that I had seen on Facebook, and I thought that was nothing truer of people saying that kids are, why are they such sissies? Why are they so scared? Okay, well, they go to school and they are now being told, oh, you got to learn how to do a lockdown. You can't do this or that. And I mean, this world is scary. And you know what? And it's crazy is because I know that I used to never be this much of a bitch. I'm going to be real. I used to be, how many times would I take low blows from people throughout
Right.
high school until
Well, you can only take so
certain-
much.
Well, until you get a little bit older. But then I went complete opposite of just being mean.
Have you never heard the song "Coward of the County"?
Are you saying I'm a coward? Or are you talking about my husband?
When we get no.
I told you, I'm
When
gonna
we
miss
get done
picking
with
on
this
him.
episode, I am going to play Kenny Rogers' "Coward of the County." It's a great song. It kind of catapulted him.
Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, back in the day. You don't even know who I'm talking about.
No, I do.
Oh,
Uncle
do?
Mark looks like him.
He does. You're
That's
right.
Kenny
You're
Rogers.
exactly
They
right.
went to, I forget where they went, and somebody actually thought they went to a Kenny Rogers concert.
And they thought it was
then
him?
They thought it was him, and they were asking for autographs. Oh my
He
God.
does.
He does.
Well, the younger version. You know,
Yes,
he
because-
passed. He's now passed, but
Well, yes.
he had terrible plastic surgery, and
That-
Mark doesn't look like that.
No. I told him he looked better than him now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's it.
But he did a song, "Coward of the County," and it was this,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a little, and I was just relating that, saying, well, that's kind of a little bit of you because you took a lot of crap, and
Yeah.
but you've kind of grown up out of that, and
Yeah.
you kind of
I
you
feel- Mm-hmm.
set your boundaries, you've staked your claim, you've put your mark,
Yep.
and back off, and that's great. That's great, but there is strength. I want you to be aware.
See, I still want to be that petty bitch, though.
No,
there's
there's
but
no.
you gotta be where. Even recently, I had something happen, and there was that old me that wanted to be like, man, I have kept my mouth shut. I have not done anything. I got to protect my kids.
Now, hold on. I agree with that. However, you can do that, and I think it would be
I've just been
great
quiet.
to teach them in a way.
My kids, because my daughter does know what's going on because it did affect her last show
Sure.
season. And so now it's like things kind of rumbled back up and I'm like, I haven't even talked to this person. And I sit here and I go, man, I want to be petty Abby again. I want to be petty. And I'm like, but I'm not stooping to high school crap. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, let's not. You don't want to.
You know it's bad when I call mom to make sure that I'm validated and when I'm like, Mom, I'm being right, correct. I'm not being petty, correct. I just been sitting in silence.
And I love that. That's one thing about your mother. I love. She will be brutally honest with you,
Yes.
and you know that,
Oh, yeah.
right? That's a great barometer. That's a check.
Well, and my husband also, he's one that's going to put me in check and tell me, okay, you overreacted or you this or that. But in this situation,
Right.
he's like,
Well, sometimes
"You
you're validated."
did- yeah,
Right. No,
he's
right.
like, you've done
But
nothing.
I just,
And
I
was like,
remember,
okay.
I remember, you know, and I've been at this doing what I do for a living for a long time, almost 40 years. And over the course of time, and I was this way when I was younger, in a position of authority as a
You were an ass?
manager and all this. Yeah, I was the jerk off. And guess what I found out? That
Nobody
only
liked you?
well, I don't really care about that. No, but what I found out was, guess what? It only is effective as long as I'm standing there.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, it's ineffective. What I've learned over time was, you know, you think about the wild. You think about, you know, I tell you one thing I love, and I call it your mom and I's porn. So we
Oh
watch.
my gosh. Crickets, insert again, please.
I find all these on Instagram of a lion and a lioness lying down together, you know.
My mind ain't even going there.
And they, what's that?
I am your daughter, remember?
So I call that your mom and I's porn. We like to watch lions and lionesses.
Lions
But-
eat other people? Or are you talking about
The lions, you know,
them doing the dirty?
no,
Is that-
no,
oh,
no, no,
that's what I
no,
thought you were
no.
talking
They just how they interact with each other.
Oh, okay,
How
got
they
it.
interact with each other, and how.
Well, you can't just say
she
the
will-
lion and lioness. Okay, do you know
how
what?
the lioness will help protect the lion, like she puts her head underneath his throat.
Okay, but what is the one thing that you taught me always raising? You are the head, but mom is the neck.
Correct.
That is nothing truer, I feel like, in a marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yes.
guess what? We control which way your head turns.
Exactly right. No, but I was relating this to work and manufacturing and managing people and interacting with people, especially when you have authority over people.
Yeah.
And you have authority over your children.
I was going to say, I ain't authority over anything, I didn't think.
No, you do have authority over your children. And I see a lot of young guys come in and they don't know what to do with that authority. And so they do that same thing that I did, which was a mistake
yeah.
of being the hard ass, right? Of being the,
Almost cocky, arrogant.
Yes. And what I realized was, man, look at the lion.
Mm-hmm.
A lion does not walk around and tell everybody he's a lion.
That'd be awkward.
They know he's a freaking lion, right?
Right.
He is the king of the jungle.
Right.
And he doesn't have to tell anybody that.
Yeah.
And so I would like you to think about that. And instead of getting into all of the petty horse shit, not horse shit, but the
Just in
drama.
general in life.
Yes. The drama. Be that lioness, that
Yeah.
lion, right? Be the king of the jungle. They don't have to say it. You don't,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you don't have to say it.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to
My
be that
presence
petty,
just kills them because I'm just
mean girl, whatever the BS is.
I think
there.
just my presence anymore because if I show up somewhere and I know people don't like me, I feel like I'm pretty good about I'm just going to stand there and make you feel awkward.
That's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It is because it kill them with kindness, but shoot.
It is.
I like watching someone squirm.
So let me ask you,
I don't know.
do you have any closing thoughts or things that you would like to share? A shout out to your hubby who's out there milking goats. I don't know what the hell he's doing. What's he doing tonight?
He's watching our daughter ride
Oh, okay.
because she's with them.
Yeah, she's with
She's in with
the
Jim
horse
and Tanya,
whisperer,
yeah,
49-year-old horse whisperer.
who was blind that weekend and won a sortie. by
I
the way.
know.
That's impressive. But couldn't
But
eat a steak.
did his eye better? Is it?
Oh
did
yeah, he can see. He's good.
Is he? Because I was getting
Mm-hmm.
concerned because it got worse.
Well, and then the other eye went a little bit, but yeah.
I was
mean,
concerned that he might have gotten an infection.
He just won second this past weekend at the sorting.
Did he?
Yep, cows were hard, but yeah.
The cows up there were hard. The ones we were.
These ones had never even, besides one, had never been sorted on. They did great during practice run, and then after that, they just bloop. Matt had some nice saves. He rode, and he ended up sorting this past weekend and did good. So
That does not shock me at all. It doesn't shock me at all.
I mean,
Matt's a little bit of a natural. I remember the first time I saw Matt first time I ever saw Matt on a horse, right? Was actually we went to the county fair down there.
No, it was
and he
in
had
Michelle's
shown
house.
for years. No.
Oh.
And it was after all the stuff was done. I'd never seen Matt on a horse.
Mm-hmm.
I'd seen him lead the horse around. But then at the end of that, remember they had that contest where they ended up
Oh, Egg and Spoon. Was
Egg
it
and Spoon,
or Ride a
and
Buck?
then they had the
Ride a Buck.
dollar. They did it all because
Yeah.
remember him and that girl kept
You know
winning.
they don't do that at fair no more because the parents are not allowed to ride, which stinks.
Oh.
Because I think pin Matt and Tanya up against each other on that, and I think it'd be hilarious. Throw Jip in there. I think that'd be hilarious. I think we should have our own competition in their backyard
I
this
think
summer.
we should.
Make them do Ride a
think we
Buck
should.
and make them do egg race because that'd be hilarious. Raylan started practicing already.
Did she?
She started practicing. Matt said last night. So that
Awesome.
after she fell off.
Well, she was trying to stand on the freaking horse. There's no need to stand on a horse. That's all my
does.
point is.
She slides off their butt.
I
I
know.
slid off the horse's butt. I've done it twice now.
I know. That's not.
You know.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
any closing thoughts? Any things you'd like to throw out there into the universe, the metaverse, whatever we call this thing?
Got anything for me? I don't know. Think
No, I'm
for
asking
me.
you. Well, look, I want to thank you for sharing this time with me and being here. This conversation is the best birthday gift I could ask for. So, not because it's perfect, okay?
This is a hot mess
But because
podcast.
this is real. This is just you and I real.
This
and
is normal conversation on a
and
daily
this
basis.
is you trying to be gentle, but absolutely being brave. And I want
Yeah.
you to hold on to that going
Yeah.
forward from here. Know that sometimes being gentle is being brave, and you don't have to stoop into that drama nonsense. crap.
No, not at all.
And you're doing an awesome job.
No thanks.
And
I mean, I think you know my journey in life and everything, and it's been a challenging one. But where I'm at now, I'm proud of where I've been at, and just want to keep going and make you guys proud and my kids.
well,
So,
you can't make us any prouder than we already are, but that's awesome. And with that, we're going to send it into the metaverse. To all of you listening, wherever you are, may you find a moment today where you can simply breathe, let go, and flow like still water. Join me next time on Crusade with me, and until then, be kind, be in rhythm, and as always, crusade with me.